G'day everyone, it's SDS SuperCoach providing SuperCoach content for us. We're here doing a live stream on the Tuesday night, and I am joined by Brad from SuperCoach Pro, my good man. How you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. How are you?
Yeah, doing pretty well. How are we feeling after this week of SuperCoach?
Yeah, much better, mate. I had a bounce back week, so I'm sort of ranking around 17K now, so I brought it back a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, peeping out to 40K the week before. What about yourself?
Yeah, I just sort of held rank a bit this week. Went down 281 spots, and so sitting around the 6.7K rank. So I'm feeling right about my team. There's a couple of little issues, but I think we're going pretty all right. What were your previous trades?
I got rid of some bad rookies, so ones like Sexton, Berry, and another dead one as well. And I bought in Darcy. I grabbed Dempsey late, which is fine. He still scored 80, and then I bought in another rookie, I think. Who was it? It was
Tom Brown or
Powell. Sorry, not a rookie.
Oh, yeah, Tom Powell. Yep.
Yeah, so I went late on him, and he sort of didn't provide what I wanted, actually.
Yeah, John. Who'd they play though? They played Brisbane. They're one of the tougher midfields to score well against. They've got Geelong and Hawks who are easy to score against in midfield, so I think he can bounce back. I'm still thinking there's a good chance he is a keeper. I think I fluffed one of my trades. I didn't really give you any updates, Brad. I went to Gather Round though, and
Yes.
just wasn't thinking much at all about SuperCoach. So I won't lie. I was just sort of having a good time down there, and if I gave it a bit more thought, I would have traded Jordan instead of Fife, but I traded Fife instead of Jordan, which bit me on the ass to get Tom Green, and then I also brought in Darcy via Billings. So
That's the one I got rid of, actually, is Billings.
Yeah, Billings. Yeah. See you later, son. But yeah, that trading Fife instead of Jordan was just an absolute mare from me. I sort of more looked at the matchup instead of the positioning. Jordan's sort of playing this crap half forward role. Fife's playing a lot in the midfield. So yeah, had a mare there, but we move.
I think a lot of
Craze Fit. G'day, Kings. Yeah, how you going, mate? Going all right? What were you going to say, Brad?
Sorry, I was going to say I think a lot of people would have traded Fife over Jordan because Jordan had West Coast.
Yeah, I think I wasn't the only one in that position, but I just sort of more looked at the matchup instead of the positioning of the player. So had a mare there, but we'll move on. We all make shit trades.
True.
G'day. I don't really like cheese. I know you're in my comment section a fair bit, mate. So good to have you on board here. So you brought in Dempsey last week too, Brad. Didn't want another Bailey Humphrey, Cade Chandler situation. Yeah. Yep. He's going to make a lot of money and a good on-field rookie as well, which is very important. Craze Fit, final day of fasting for Ramadan.
I thought he was mucking around. So I thought he was like trying to stir the pot. I thought, yeah.
I thought considering, I thought you said Ramsden at first.
Yes.
Final day of fasting. Hope that's going all right for you. Skits Fizz, how you going, mate? Going all right? Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone here watching had a good week in SuperCoach. Night Rider, g'day, fellas. Hope we're all g'day, mate. Hope we're doing well. Send in your questions, whatever you like. Any gather round questions you've got for me, happy to answer for you as well. Bloody mammoth week. That was, so I apologise for missing a few messages and not doing much content, but bloody good time there. So,
do you order brain cells with the beer?
Oh yeah. So that I'll tell you what. I'm not sure if you've have you had West End beer before?
Well, I'm going to lose some streamers here, mate. I only drink vodka.
Oh, you only drink vodka? Okay, coward. Nah, just kidding. Skits Fizz, thoughts on Meek. Now, Brad, I believe you are bringing in Meek, according to your Twitter. Is that locked in, or could things change?
If Reeves gets named, I won't bring him in, but I'm going Meek for Wilson and Howes for Meek and Closely. So there's no real, I'm just getting rid of 2 rookies that are crap anyway. So there's no risk in it, and it just means Harley Reid goes into my midfield for a bit instead of fielding McKercher because he's got that stupid mid role. So
Yeah.
I don't know, going for it. What do you think?
They won't play Meek and Reeves together. They won't play them together. It just doesn't work. We did it a fair bit last year. It just never worked. Neither can play forward, that sort of thing. So it'll be one or the other. It'll take a couple of bad games from Meek at the minute to lose his spot. Reeves is a better tap ruckman, but Meek can do a lot more around the ground, a lot more flexible around the ground, quicker, that sort of thing. So Meek's playing some good footy. But at the same time, Reeves is tougher for opposition ruckman to score against. So I think when you've got Meek, I think you can now consider Hawthorn as maybe a target if you've got like a. I think Marshall is. I think the Saints are playing the Hawks pretty soon. I think we're playing the Dogs pretty soon as well. So I think you can look to, I guess, as vice captain options. Craze Fit, how many games did you watch in real life this weekend? I went to 4 games fully. I was at the Strathmore Hotel, right opposite the station, where you walk into the ground, and I jumped in and watched the last quarter and a half of Adelaide and Melbourne. Sat on the hill with the legends from the project, so very nice. So I went to a fair few, I must say, but didn't watch many of the other games in Norwood or Mount Barker, really. Anyone going early on Closely? I am, mate, and I believe Brad is as well. I think with just how limited of rookie options we have, like on the bubble this week, I think the best is like Tyler Sunsey, who's played his second game, but he's not really an option at the minute. He's had 2 poor scores. So, I'm going early on Closely. What do you think, Brad?
Yeah, I'm going early on him too. Sonsy's, he's playing like half forward flank and sort of getting up the ground, but he's just a pure midfielder, so there's no point jumping on him. So yeah, good assessment on that one too.
Yeah, and if he plays the next 2 games, he should get defensive mid status as well, which will help us even further as well. Because you only need to play 3 games in the 6-round block to get DPP, which is good.
Defensive? Are you sure? Because he's been playing forward. Swansea.
Oh no, sorry, I was talking about Closely.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Closely, yeah, sorry, yeah, okay. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah. Isn't well, you're a Tigers man. Sunsy's playing more like half forward pocket, isn't he?
Yeah, sorry, I thought we were talking about him for a second then.
Yeah, no, all good. Yeah. Night Rider, thoughts on Nick Dacos? Are we holding or trading? I'll be holding. I think probably the bubble has just been missed if you wanted to trade out Dacos. I think his break even's like 110, so you shouldn't drop much more money. I think after next week, people can target him. He's got Port Adelaide, went massive on them early last year as well, so it's probably when you would like to target him. What do you think, Brad?
Yeah, you're gonna have to bring him back, so no point spending 2 trades on that one.
Yeah, no, probably missed the boat there. You probably wanted to do it last week or after the Saints game there. Anyone that didn't start him, by the way, congrats to you. Like, that's been a very good move.
Yeah, I was so going Luke Ryan over him too, actually, but then I heard this, Luke Ryan can't kick 40 metres, so never listen to people again like that.
Yeah. Jason Gaffey, howdy, gents. Howdy, Jason. Hope you're going well, mate. Thanks for jumping on. Thanks for everyone for jumping on. Ramsden looked good too, but I assume he's straight out for Lewis whenever he's back. I believe Lewis has been delayed with a little knee issue, so he'll be back in the next 2 weeks, it seems to be. So Ramsden should get at least 2 games in a row for the next couple of weeks. I think he should play anyway. Like, he looked really good against the Pies, so he's got his job security is good for the next couple of weeks, mate. So see what he does this week. Don't bring him in just yet. Just see how he goes. Like, he's spending a bit of time in the ruck as well. He's capable of doing that. So, and with Mitch Lewis out, it means that because in the first couple of weeks Chol was the second ruck, But now with Lewis out, Charles just sitting forward, and we're now playing Ramsden as the second ruck and playing a bit forward as well. Global, g'day, champion. G'day, champion.
It's 1v1, I reckon.
Global, it's pronounced Clusy, like Messi. Clessy? Is that how you actually say it?
I don't know. I've done BCal. I haven't said that in a while, so I don't know.
Is the H silent? I don't really know. I'll find. I need to watch a Suns game so I hear the commentary name of him. Global. I don't really like Cheese. Also, how's a keep if you're fielding 20, or just get him out of here? I think I think you can hold for one more week if you want. I might be doing that, so it's not an ideal situation, but ideally you move him off because he won't be making much more money from here. Are you moving him off, Brad?
I'm moving him up, but you can hold one more week before his buy. So either way, you're getting rid of him this week or next week, unless he pops an 80 somehow.
Yeah, unless he drops a. I think Brisbane you can score well against in the back line, but he just hasn't really given anyone much confidence at the minute.
Agreed.
Jason Gaffey, Will Graham had a decent game as well and has DPP. Yeah, that will be pretty important. So, yeah, look, yeah, I don't mind him, but I wouldn't go early on him. I'd wait another week. I'd rather go early on Closely. So, yeah, I'd wait another week on Graham, but he could be pretty important next week. Night Rider, anyone going early on Combin? No, I'm waiting another week with him. I believe, but I think he'll be someone I target next week.
A lot of YouTubers actually going him over Closely, so yeah, I wouldn't be too fussed about it. I don't think he'll get dropped for a couple of weeks anyway. It looks way better than Pink down there, so he plays a third intercept role as well.
Yeah, if anyone went Pink, B's as good as dead at the minute. So, yeah, you can if you like, but I probably won't. I'll wait for him next week. Thank you for the question, Night Rider. Thoughts on Jack Lacote's move down back? I haven't really looked much at this. What's he priced at?
411, wasn't he? Maybe that was the week before, but I don't like it because Dimmer can change the magnets so easy. Like he could be in the back line for 3 weeks and go back to forward line because Dimmer just changes. We already see what happens to Sexton. Yeah, he'll have that half back role and then they drop him after 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, look, not for me, not my kind of trade-in, I'd say. I'm pretty confident with the blokes I have on field down forward. So, not for me, because I feel like, he could easily be moved down forward, but it could pay off, don't get me wrong, but he might be one where I'd probably sort of look at if he's a top 6 forward around his bye. Craze Fit, is there an ideal round to start upgrading the team? I think it could even start as early as next week, to be honest.
Same.
If Jordan Dawson has a better game next week, I think he could be a good upgrade target at such a cheap price. So yeah, he could even start as early as next week. I really want to use the boost this week, but I've already used 2. I kind of just want to hold them for upgrade season now, which could start next week. So, upgrade. I think upgrade season will start next week, considering the downgrade options we have.
But in saying that, with that question, the earlier the better. If you can get an upgrade now and go 2 down, 1 up, I still wouldn't hate that now as well because then you get an extra primo a week or 2 before everyone else. So sooner better, mate.
Yep. We're not too far away from upgrade season.
Agreed.
After round 6, I want Merritt so bad. Same here, but I think he's going to be too expensive, man. He's just going too nuts. I thought we'd have an opportunity last week to get him in. Not to get him in, but to plan for him because Port Adelaide are a tough midfield side. But unfortunately, we just couldn't quite get that lower score. And, he's going to be really hard to get. So we'll have to miss that. Well, for me, probably miss that piss easy run that they get pretty soon.
Yeah.
Wonder if they'll start tagging him soon. I don't know. Yeah. Do you really want Merit? But Brad.
Yeah, I want Merritt for Richmond. That's pretty much it. No, I want Merritt as a keeper, but I think it's hard to pay 600K at the start of the season. Like, you're probably looking for value until there is none.
Yep. Yeah. No, I think he's just too expensive.
Yeah, agreed.
Unless he can, we need him to drop us. Who Weston got this week? The Dogs. We need him to drop a stinker pretty soon. For him to get him maybe at a price of like under 620 maybe, but yeah, we need him to drop a bad score pretty soon. But he's averaging 130 plus. It's bloody hard. Not right. Are you fellas trading out Grundy this week to English? Nah. Well, not to English. I am considering Grundy to Marshall this week.
Don't jump on Marshall. He's been in my score. He's been shit. Look at his scores. I'd pick English any day over Marshall right now, regardless of the price.
Marshall's got a good run coming up.
Mate, I almost traded him sideways for Gorn. That's how much I hate Marshall. Marshall got gifted points because we choked in that game, but I don't know, man. I'm not a fan.
That's all right. I'm considering him. I think. You sarcasm?
No, I've cracked it at Marshall, not you at Marshall.
He scored a 147, mate. What do you want?
He's done, and it was against the Tigs because we suck. So.
Yeah, but you already knew that.
Well, thank you. Thanks, Steve. How many games have Hawthorn won?
One day we'll win. Yeah, you can pay $690 if you like, but I just think that's too much.
I like it because this is Marshall, right? So maybe I'm just pissed because of Gorn, but 127, yeah, that's whatever. 106, 79, 147. So before that 147, he was averaging 104.
Yeah.
I hate it. I paid 600K.
Marshall did the same thing last year against Essendon, though.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. Remember, you bloody cracked it at him because Essendon are a tough ruck team to score well against.
Because of Goldie and Draper.
Yeah. If Tom Campbell doesn't come into the side this week, I'll probably get him in. He's got a good run.
Yeah.
I hope that helps you out there, mate. Question of Brad: what happened with Vloss and gave away some silly frees and seemed to have lost a lot of kickouts? Is he at a void?
Nah, I think it's just a one-off bad game. Like, I didn't expect him to play well in Adelaide, to be honest. Small ground too, didn't have the room to intercept like you'd like to see. I think they were a bit Max King worried, so I don't know. I just feel like they're more too worried about their forwards, even like Owen and that got under their skin a little bit. I just feel like it was a one bad game. I'd probably now just wait for his price to drop, but I think Boston's always been a good pick. I mean, you look at him over the past 3 or 4 years and look at his Supercoach go to footy wire, he's always been pretty consistent. My issue is I think he's more that top 10 to 15 range by the end of the season, not so much your top 8. But in saying that, if he's sub 500K, I don't see why you wouldn't grab him.
Yeah, I'd like to see some. Yeah, I'd like to see some consistency with him first. Like, he's never really one we've ever really considered. So, yeah, it was just one of those bad games. I tell you what, he was unreal against Sydney. Like, one of the best games from a defender this season. One of his best ever games against Sydney as well. So he was super good. I'm probably not touching him until I'd like to see some more data with him there.
Yeah.
Jason Gaffey, yep, he's so consistent. English is. I believe this is for English, is it? No, Merritt. Merritt, he's super consistent. Yeah, usually early in the season he drops in a couple of bad scores and we can pick him up pretty cheap. But this year he's just not doing that. It's similar to like a Christian Petrarca with last year, where he just never really dropped in a bad game. So, and like before that season, we usually considered Petrarca as an inconsistent player. Not an inconsistent player, an inconsistent scorer. So, Merritt's a pain in the ass. I'd love to get him in if possible, but too expensive. West Coast Rule. G'day, gents. Been watching for a couple of years, so thank you for the content. Thank you, mate. Thanks for watching us over the years, mate. Believe you're an Eagles supporter, so I'm sure things will turn around pretty soon for you. So,
Wait, go the Tigers, mate, by the way. We're going to thump you by 60 points, West Coast rule.
I reckon West Coast, I genuinely reckon West Coast are a little sneaky for that game. But yeah, thank you so much for watching the content, mate. We appreciate you watching it. Jason Gaffey, I reckon Gorney will tear Brisbane apart. Well, he did last year, didn't he? Scored 215 or something back when he was being a solo ruck and no Grundy in the side. Early in the season, he got injured super early at the Gabba. So, yep. I've got him at vice captain in the minute. What are your vice captain and captain plans early days?
For mine, probably Bonds into, I don't know, who really haven't. I know it sounds stupid, but I probably don't look until the teams are named in case there's a tag or some stupid names. I don't know. Probably. Yeah. I don't know. Bonds to VC because he plays that Friday game. And then probably Jack Steele. I don't mind. Or maybe Took Miller against the Suns, even though he had an 89. He didn't get any ball in the last quarter apart from one disposal, I'm pretty sure. He just got burnt a lot. So, yeah, probably run with either Took or Steele.
Yeah, nice. Who've Gold Coast got us. I'd probably GWS are a bloody tough matchup. GWS are a bloody tough matchup for midfielders, so I think I'd probably prefer Took if I was in your position there.
Really, I think go well anyway against Essendon, regardless of
Yeah, I mean it's hard to knock back Steele at the minute. I mean he should still give you a pretty consistent score there. I hope that answers your question, mate. Yeah, I'm looking at Gorn on the Thursday. Jordan, SDS, how are you, mate? Hey, mate, how you going? Hope you're going all right. Hope you're off to a flyer for the Supercoach season. Jason Gaffey, loved track last year, one of my best trade-ins. Yeah, nice. Yeah. I switched him out for Oliver at some point. I think it was when he got delayed once again with his injury. So, yeah. I'd like to get track will be top 8 again this year, so hopefully we can get him in at some point.
Yeah.
West Coast rule, dream on. Doesn't like the fact you said 60 points.
Next live stream, we'll have a discussion, West Coast rule, and I'll leave you a comment in the section there.
We'll see how that goes. I don't have the balls to tip West Coast, but I think you guys look sneaky. I don't really like cheese. Haven't seen your team review, SDS. I did it last night, like 2 a.m., just because I had today off. Got back home at about 9 p.m., so I was bloody tired. You'll see the lack of energy in that round review. But are you holding faith with LDU like me, or are you done with him? Been a frustrating own? Yeah, that's been a mess starting pick for me.
Yeah.
I'm holding. Like, I don't really know what else you do. I mean, you just hope it turns it around. I think there's multiple factors. I think blokes like Wardlaw and Tom Powell, they got a year better, so they've probably taken more points. Like, LDU's still the main target in North Melbourne's midfield to receive the best attention. So also probably nervous about injuries and all that sort of thing. So that's been a mere starting pick. So I think you just hold and just hope that he turns it around. But yeah, it's been a disaster. I think I'll just flick him at North Melbourne's bye round, that sort of thing. Swap him to an actual top 8 midfielder. But I still have faith he can be like top 15, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good, bruv. What are your thoughts on LDU, mate? What would you do in my position?
I feel like he just looks disinterested. I think if you were going to go, you had to do it the week before. You just hold on now and hope he comes good. I think it's also his efficiency with the ball, actually, from what I've seen in games, to sort of turnovers. And I feel like there's probably the emergence of Tom Powell a bit as well, accumulating a bit more. So there's a few factors. But look, if I'm holding any premiums now, I'm holding them until they're buy, or I'm just going to upgrade them last and worry about my rookies and getting rookies scores off my field rather than sidewaysing now. Like, you only meant to sideways before the price projections. After that is the point in in all honesty. So yeah, that's what I said to that one.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I still have faith in him. Like the Carlton game, George Hewitt just wore him like a blanket all bloody game, and then Brisbane, one of the tougher midfielders to score. So, but I was still a little bit disappointed because Norwood's a smaller ground, more narrow ground where there'll be a lot more stoppages, and he just didn't really take advantage of it. He started off pretty well, but just faded out. I didn't really watch any of that game, but I was just looking at the live scoring there. So I'm just going to hold, like, Geelong and Hawthorn are two easier teams to score against. So just hope he picks it up after that, mate. So I'd probably just about hold at this point. I'm more focused on upgrading the side. West Coast Rule trades this week out Grundy, Jordan, and Howes in Rao, Steele, and Closeley. Yeah, pretty aggressive there, mate. I think this is worth a boost. Like, you're upgrading the side. Just keep in mind with Jack Steele, there are tougher matchups coming up for him. But I think this is fine. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I like it. I like it if you don't have Took, but if you've got like Took and Flanders, I probably wouldn't grab a Rao, even though I was considering that. Well, what's Rao's price? Is there other primos that he doesn't have that he could potentially go? Like
I'll have a look for you.
feel like it's. I'm not saying it's point chasing because he will be a good pick. Yeah, it depends what his mids already are. Really, I like a lot more mids better than Rao.
He's 620k in 18% of sides. He's the 7th ranked midfielder for the season.
Yeah, I mean, who's he played though? He's played Richmond.
He's played Richmond, Adelaide, but still Dogs and Giants, who are two tougher midfield groups, and he's still scored a 99 and a 129. So
yeah,
I think he can do 110 around that mark. I'm not calling any further at this stage just because we still haven't got a ripping amount of data, but it looks like a breakout season for him.
Yeah.
So I think it's fine. Would you prefer Took? Pretty cheaper though.
Oh, from here on out.
I think Rao. I think they both score pretty similarly, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like flip a coin.
Yeah, I think it'll just be one of those things where Anderson scores the most points one week, then it's Rao, then it's Took. It'll just fluctuate a bit. I think, yeah. I think it's fine. You can do that. No issues with me there. Do you think Carroll holds his spot with potentially Walsh returning? I think Carroll can hold his spot. It's more whether he can keep playing CBAs, which probably now drop out because he was playing a little bit in the midfield. But he's been fine, but I don't think he's been playing good enough to keep those midfield minutes. So I think he's probably one you could probably move out in the next couple of weeks. I would like to think. I picked Carroll over Sharp. That was rough. Oh well. What do you reckon, Brad?
I just reckon wait for team names. I don't feel like he's put a foot wrong though. I think he just loses his CBAs and gets pushed out somewhere else. I think there's a lot worse players in Carlton will get dropped before Carroll did though. So, and they got an injury to who was it? Was it Hollands or someone that did an injury?
Hollands, but it's I believe I saw the latest injury report and it seems like he's fine.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't think the Carroll Walsh hype is too bad. I'll just play the break-even game, and if he gets dropped, then move him on then if you don't think he's going to get back in. But for me, how are you meant to know that a wing player like Sharp was going to score a 120? Like, I'm just lucky I went Sharp over Carroll.
Yeah, nice.
You're gonna miss a rookie every year or two. Like, I missed Chandler last year, and that's killed my season. Missed Humphrey. Like, you can't get them all. It's pretty rare you do, and if you do, you're paying up like I did for Dempsey last week. So you miss him, you just got to move on. Just don't pay any more than probably 220 is the most I'd pay for a rookie I've missed.
Yeah, I still like Sharps like in the top 5 for most traded in. I just reckon it's too late.
Yeah. That's why.
I wouldn't jump on now. I think he can make another 100k, but are you really willing to pay 255k for? I know it's frustrating. You missed out on him. So did I, but yeah. I just think it's a bit late now.
It depends too. If you're fielding him in the midfield, then potentially, if you don't want to, field a Wilson, you do that points on field. But if it's not points on field, he's going to be on your bench because you got McKercher, Roberts, and the other big rookie in the midfield. Then and Sanders, you don't bother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
West Coast Rule got Bont, Libba, Sarong, so need to boost mids. So they are only 3 primo
They are.
midfielders. Okay. Well, I mean, they're all perfectly fine. So
Yeah, then you grab.
but yeah, probably because your main target. My theory is you should always target getting a bloke in to replace your worst rookie on field. So yeah, like for me, I'd love to get in another defender to get rid of Blake Howes or on field. But tell you what, I've got Reed and Hall both dead on the bench, and that's really frustrating. I need to correct that sooner rather than later. So yeah, keep getting those mids in. Yeah, I think. Well, certainly, I think every team's got at least one. I think some people might have corrected them, but yeah, I need to correct one of them very shortly because they'll hurt cash gen and they'll hurt 2 defender spots being taken on the bench there. Jason Gaffey, yeah, sharp, big miss. Yeah, he's a big miss. I mean, we was all sort of keen with him in the preseason, then we all sort of faded our thoughts on him. Brad kept on to him, so he was good. But yeah, mature age recruit. Well done to anyone that grabbed him.
I only grabbed him because I thought he had better job security than Carroll. That was my only reason. And Walsh was meant to be back 3 weeks ago, apparently.
Yeah, that's a good thought process. I was kind of maybe more focusing too much on the CBAs instead of the job security with that one. But we'll see if Carroll gets dropped anyway.
I'm get injured next week, so it's just like whatever.
Yeah. Zach Rashid, thanks for jumping on, mate. Closley and Yo for Jordan and House. I think Yo will eventually go down at some point. You just don't know when, but his role's really good. I think it's still fine though. Like Yo's still good value, and be able to go up in price. I mean, what's his break even? I'd love to know.
Around 60, I think.
Yeah, it'll be like 60 or 70. 67 break even. Yep. So you can probably, yeah, if you want. I think it's fine. If you want,
I'd grab him, but I'd also maybe look at someone else in that price. I think he's like, what is he? He's 11th top. And I don't know if you look at those defenders and total scores are average. I don't know if he'll be just outside the top 8 or top 10.
I'll have a look for you now.
I don't mind it for value, but I'm worried about injury history too. I'd be lying if I hadn't said I hadn't looked there too, because I reckon he'll go huge against Richmond. I reckon he'll go 130 plus against Tigers. Even McGovern, I reckon he'll go 140 because we'll just bomb it to him all day.
He's currently the 13th highest averaging defender.
Yeah, take away closely from that because I think he's just 106, so he's included in that.
Oh yeah. So like Closley's here, like McGovern, Dyson Heppel's here. Like it's
So
really, he's playing like a top 10 defender.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, so I think you can if you like. I think it's fine. Just make sure you remember that I think Yo won't play 23 games this year, so you'll eventually have to move him off. Jason Gaffey, yeah, you have to pass on Sharp because that 150, 200K can go into a primo. Yeah, exactly. And you can just get someone a lot cheaper. So unless you wanted to get him in and put him on field if your midfield's really thin and you're like fielding a Carroll or a Jai Clark or I don't know, I'd just save the money, to be honest, and go with another rookie. Craig's fit. My team is still stuck with Mana till next week. Was hoping he could get sub last minute and like 10K. I think Mana will eventually become relevant this year. It's just we need a good string of games from him. Yeah. So what do you reckon on Mana, mate?
I think you just hold him because he's not an injured rookie. If he was an injured rookie like Caulfield or whatever, I'd move him on. But you're just going to hope there's a few Geelong retirement home players get injured and he comes on at some point because I think he will be a good value rookie. So,
yeah.
And he'll probably dominate VFL for the season. So it's just a matter of when he gets games. And if you've got cash gen everywhere else and no loopholes apart from your R3 potentially, I'd hold on. There's no point really getting anyone this week anyway. You've got another week of looking at it.
Yeah, you just hold Mana for now and wait till he becomes relevant.
then it might not be a matter.
Yeah. Not right. Thoughts on Kai Lohman. So I believe he's played 4 games. He's negative 14, and I think he's like 213K. So
No,
he is
160.
probably. Sorry?
166K, I think.
Oh, is he actually that cheap? I thought. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's 3 sub games. I wouldn't look at a guy that's been sub 3 times worth it.
Yeah, he's 161, and Lions are pretty stubborn when it comes to their side. Like the second the bloke they really rate comes back in, I think Lohman goes back to being the sub. But he's a good young talent for the Lions, and he'll eventually replace like a Lincoln McCarthy or something in the side long term. But this is probably one more that you asked DR, because I didn't watch the game last week, so he probably has a better read on it than what we do. But opinion, I believe he did a player review on Kai Lohman tonight, so probably stick around on the stream, of course, but probably he'll give you the best answer possible with that one. Yeah. I'm probably passing, though.
Yeah, me too. I'm not going to grab a guy that's been sub 3 times, mate.
Yeah. Jason Gaffey, big ask for Yo to be top 6, but he is value, though. Like, he is performing better than what he's currently priced at. So it's yeah, I think Yo's fine, and you might be able to swap him like to a Tom Stewart in a couple of weeks, who's pretty cheap. So just saw a comment down there, but yeah, yeah. So I think he can get a bit of money, and then you can swap him to like a Stewart or something, because he's going down in price now. Zach Rashid can't afford anyone else, so that's why I'm considering Yeah, well, that's fair enough. Then like he will make a bit of money, I reckon. I think he's already made a bit of money. What's Yo on? How much? What's his price now? 488. So he's made a little bit of money. Like he was 447 to start the year.
That Zach guy loves to stir me up in some of my comments in the previous. I know I've had a bit of banter with him about Butters.
Yeah, he's an absolute ripper, this bloke.
He gives it to me, that's for sure.
Yeah. Hey, Brad, I can't wait to see Reed do the big fend off to Dusty.
Mate, he tackles. Did you see that game?
I saw like the first quarter where Reed did a big one. I forgot the player though.
He'll beat that record of Dusty breaking tackles, I reckon, if he stays injury free for his career.
Yeah, and he's doing this in his first season. Like, imagine him 5 years time. He's gonna cut sick. Yeah,
but he won't win 3 Normas, mate. So don't worry about that.
Oh, don't jinx him. Might come to your mob. Zach Rashid, trade Massimo instead of Howes to grab Nico Martin instead of Yo. I wouldn't trade Massimo just yet, mate.
Yeah, I'd rather first option is.
I'd rather grab Yo. I know Nick Martin's going to be up there for like top 8 defenders, but yeah, great. I'd probably just grab Yo. To be Howes to Yo, I think is better. And Massimo's still fine on field as well, so I think Howes is a bigger problem. I don't really like Cheese. Is it okay to bring in a player like Fife to get better scoring on field, or just focus on Primos at this stage? I'd just focus on Primos. He had a good game against Carlton, but yeah, I wouldn't bring in Fife now.
Nah, the Fife boat's sailed well and truly, and he's probably going to be at some point like managed, like they've been saying. So you either started with him or that was it. So for me, no way. I think it's better. If you want to take a punt at a 350k player, Meek it is, mate. Swing that R2, and there you go. There's your problem solved, mate. You make 50k in 2 weeks, and then you can switch Meek to Gorn like me.
Oh yes, yeah, that's a good thought process there.
Not bad, right?
All right, let's get to this. Jonas Goat, come out of the closet is almost a must-have this week. There are several maybes for next week. Yeah, if you want to go early on a bloke, Closeley's your man. So, what do you reckon, Brad?
I think everyone's going to go early. So, his basement price too. So, there's no real huge risk unless he gets injured, but you're still making money. And yeah, look, he'll be a warm body on the field, I think. Anyway, I think Dimmer praised him of how well he played. His VFL numbers are right too. And he's 21 years old, so it's not like you're picking an 18-year-old, whereas Will Graham is an 18-year-old kid, so I'm more concerned about that pick. So, yeah, when you have a look at these rookies, have a look at their profile and look at their VFL stats. You type in their name, then their VFL, and give you their fantasy stats. I don't think it's the Supercoach, but it gives you a fair idea if they're worth picking. And this is why I don't pick Pink, because if you look at his VFL stats and type in his name, he averaged 10 disposals, and blokes who want to jump on that in the VFL. I was like, are you kidding me? He's a key position player. And then the same with that guy from Fremantle. I looked up his stats, and they weren't so great. And I thought, I'd rather go Tom Brown over him. But I don't know. It always gets me when you see a lot of competition trade in these players, but not doing their own research by just googling their name. So we can tell you all you want, but if you don't Google their name and look at their VFL stats, you sort of fall into a pit of just listening to 6 other people that said, "Yeah, I went in because he's 123k and his job security's good."
Yeah. Yeah. No. Well, Draper. Yeah. If I was to bring in a bloke, if I was going to bring in one of Draper or Brown, probably would have been Brown.
Easily.
Because Draper, because of the Brennan Cox injury, he's just playing lockdown defender, and he was coming up against Turno and Mackay, and it's like, yeah, it was a bit tough for the young kids. So, Jonas Goad, if only Dusty could fend off the nose candy.
I think he's off the candy now, mate. I think he's actually pretty good from what I've heard. No comment. Hey, ask Melbourne supporters and ask what they think about Clary and Joel Smith.
Yeah, I don't think Dusty's around Dane Swan as much these days, mate.
Yeah.
Jonas Goad again. Crouch Potato is truly an awful kick of the football. Anytime he kicks forward over 20 metres, it goes straight back to the opposition. That's why he handballs or kicks backwards, sideways so often. Yeah. I mean, he's been a good pick early days. Reliable on field, but I think Adelaide need to switch it up. I mean, they've easily been the most disappointing side this year.
I never picked them for top 8 anyway, so I don't know why there was so much hype. I get their back end of the season last year.
No. It's because they got robbed of making finals last year, and everyone's going, oh, well, if they don't get robbed of finals, they would have made it. So, I mean, they won't get robbed this year. So, no, I wasn't massive on the Crows hype train just because I didn't really know where their improvement was going to come from. Like, Tex is a year older, and he was really carrying that forward line. Not carrying the forward line last year, but he was a massive part.
Comments are so funny, mate. I get distracted so easily.
Yeah, no, that's all right. Yeah, and I just think that poor drafting is starting to bite them on the arse now.
Yeah, it's 2017.
Yeah, they need Dan Curtin to be the saviour, but he can't even get a game. Matt Hodges, which is the better duo to trade in this week? Marshall plus Steele or English plus Nick Martin?
Oh, Marshall and Steele, mate. More consistency, I think.
Oh, that's tough.
With the upcoming fixture that you're talking about, Steve, for St Kilda and the Marvel games after their bye, etc. I don't know. I like Martin as a pick, but I'm still not sold. I still want, another 4 weeks.
I think I'm pretty sold on Nick Martin now. Like, he's just running around like a fairy, getting 40 touches a game.
Like a fairy.
I personally reckon Essendon are better off putting him on the wing. Like, he's one of the better wingers in the comp instead of this role, but I think they'll stick to it. They've got the Dogs, Crows, Pies, Eagles as their next 4. So I'm finding that bloody tough to answer. I think I'd go Marshall and Steele, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
think there's a world I'd honestly pick, like, go Marshall and Nick Martin, but no, probably Marshall and Steele for me.
Yeah.
Good to see the drug saga has moved east. Yeah,
no comment, mate.
That'd be nice for. It's probably nice for a change with the Weagles there, mate. Zach Rashid, what AFL team do you go for? I go for the Hawks.
Is he? Oh, mate.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Oh, I've pressed the button. I don't know what's happened.
I can still see you.
I don't know what I've done. Hang on, cancel. Oh, okay. I pressed a random. Oh, I was trying to edit the layout. I accidentally pressed edit layout. This is fine. Yeah, go for the Hawks. Okay, here's a question, Brad.
Sure.
Richmond get kicked out of the comp. Who's your second side?
Uh,
And don't say I would be a neutral supporter. You have to pick another team.
if you had asked me 10 years ago, it actually would have been West Coast. I moved to Geelong, and I hate Geelong.
Same.
I don't know, mate. Probably Giants, I reckon, would be my second favourite side.
Yeah, Giants. Or who?
Giants or Brisbane?
Yeah, nice. I'd probably go for Sydney if that situation happened. I like the Swans. Good proper footy club.
I'd have to go interstate side. I couldn't do another.
Yeah, I couldn't support another Victorian team. That's for sure.
Nah, I'd rather jump off the West Gate.
I just saw the comment at the bottom. What about if it had to be a Victorian side?
Oh, the biggest supporter base ever, North Melbourne.
Yeah, you'd go North.
No, I wouldn't really. I'd probably go.
Yeah.
Probably Collingwood because they're passionate.
Yeah, we got the tattoos for it, mate.
Yeah, true.
I'd probably, I don't know. I honestly probably like Richmond. I'd probably go for Richmond if it wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just because I really like having my MCC membership. The R&Ms need to still be pristine, mate. Craig's bit Marshall and Martin. Well, that's what I said, and you scoffed at me, Brad.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Marshall's been giving me the shits, and Martin just pissed me off because he comes out with 63 and 90 something and then does 2 130s, and I just want to cry myself to sleep every night about it.
Yeah. Maybe I'm a salty non-steel owner, which maybe I am, but I might honestly, I'd probably go those two.
I like Steel because he'll be top 8.
What'd you say?
I like Steel because I think he'll be top 8. That's why.
Do you reckon he'll be top 8? There's a lot of contenders. I mean, he is early days, to be fair. So, well done to anyone that has him. Bleast 11th. Thanks for jumping on, mate. Is Luke Jackson worth trading out this week with Sean Darcy coming back? No. He's got, I think they'll manage Darcy early days. It'll be like a 50-50 split, ruck and forward. And they've got Port Adelaide, who's easy to score against in the ruck, and then West Coast. So I'd wait a couple of weeks. I know his break-even's high, but I'm going to keep a hold of him. I've got bigger issues to fry there. What do you reckon, Brad?
Oh, I've seen a few things on Twitter from different people, but in my own opinion, watching him play, I don't think the 50-50 split will hurt him too much. It gives him more of a rest. Goes up forward, can kick it back. He's a good mark up forward. Worst case, he's still going to be top 6 forward at the end of the season. He's a good R3 if you got Livingston or the other guy, Finbar, as your R3. I think he's a hold. Like, there's no DPP forwards we're getting in at a premiums this coming around, so you're going to have to wait 12 weeks. And, like, if you're going to Luke Jackson, I'd only be doing it to someone like Bonds, but you're fixing up your rookies and then doing that luxury sideways after upgrade season's done now for me. You can take the money and run, but if you started him, it's a different story. If you started him, you don't care what he ends up being in price. So, yeah, I don't know. Unless you were jumping on for a cash grab, then, yeah, sure, sell him. But it just depends what your intention was in the first place.
Yeah, and I think I know people are concerned that Jackson's just going to go back to crap, but I don't think he's not going to be your ordinary key forward. He's still going to be a bloke that can move up the ground. I even think he has potential to play as a full-time midfielder one day at a full peak if they keep Darcy around.
Yeah. Great. His comments and something else. They're going to get one of us cancelled, probably me because they've got no body filter.
Yeah. Jonas goes, Steve, what do you think of the big what do you think of Cholzilla's big contract at Hawthorn? All sticks and no nuts. Mate, I'm not going to cop any Chol slander. I know he had some opportunities last week. It just didn't convert, but I think he's been fine. We've still got like $2.5 million in the bank for free agents, so it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, bloody Mitch Lewis, it's bloody round 4 and he still can't stay on the park. So I think Joel's not much of an issue, I don't reckon. But, yeah, probably a bit overs. But you probably have to pay overs to get a free agent these days now. So I don't think it's the first time it's happened. Boys, what are your thoughts on Ben Dover as a defensive mid-rookie option? Mate, he's good in and under in the VFL. He's certainly good inside the box. So I think he's he rises to the right occasion. I think he's a good option. What are your thoughts, Brad?
No.
I'll look at you being the sensible bloke for once in this live stream.
You get cancelled, mate.
Well, cancelled over that? No, I don't think I will.
Over like Joel Smith and Westgate and stuff, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some good traits, especially when they play at night. But it's all right. If he becomes an option, I'll jump on. Actually, I wouldn't jump on.
How are you still going? What's the next one?
The comments don't get any better. Broken Wingard, Carl the Avon lady, Cholzilla. How much cash is Hawthorn throwing around? Mate, we still got cash in the bank to work with. We still got $2.5 million, so we're gonna get superstars like Jared Pollock and stuff like that to fill up the cap. Any chance of you leaning Bailey Smith? I mean, I think Bailey Smith would be a great fit. I'd love to have him. So I'd be fine with that. I don't think the Bulldogs have a great culture, so I think we can fix them up a little bit. We're up and about. Play him a bit in the midfield as well. I think he can. So I'm all for it. Would you, if you're as a Richmond supporter, would you have a crack at him?
Yeah, I mean he's in the age demographic, mate. So yeah, I'd have a crack. I just don't think we can offer the Dogs anything for him.
You're just about to become your best midfielder.
Probably our best and fairest that year too.
Yeah. I'm not sure what Richmond's cap situation is, though.
Not sure. We need to get rid of bloody Prestia, Grimes, and a few players which will free it up. I don't see Tommy Lynch being around more than next year or Dusty for another year, so we could have a lot of money too to play before Tassie come in, hopefully.
I'll tell you what, I've been really disappointed in Jacob Hopper. I thought he'd be a lot better than what he's turned out to be.
Yeah, it's more his injury. Like, he just can't get consistency with his body. It's not so much his performance. His performance has been mediocre, but I'm more annoyed about Taranto and his ball disposal, but it's not a Richmond podcast, so I'll leave it to the questions anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, we need to get back into SuperCoach. Got to keep the viewer retention here. Going into Bont this week. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, mate.
Sorry, I thought you meant trade.
Captain, mate. No.
Oh. Yeah, I like it. Going into Bont.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm doing. I don't like too many other options in my side, so that's what I'm doing, mate. So,
I might even captain.
What'd you say?
I might even captain Meek if Bont fails.
Oh, against Jared Witts, you bold man. Mate, I'll give you $10 if you do that.
$10 is $10.
$10 is $10. That is probably a pot these days. Jonas Goat, Zach Rashid, Mick Oscar has him covered. Yeah, no. I won't say any more, Brad.
Yeah, no, let's keep going.
Yeah, glad you like that, mate.
Yeah.
West Coast rule. Steve-O, does Mass hold his spot this week? Yes, he will. He's best 22, so no reason for him to get dropped.
In case the viewers didn't know what happened to Mass, he spent 20 minutes on the bench because you guys run out of rotations. So he got 20 points in 5 minutes. So it's not really a holding spot issue with all the players coming back, like Will Day and all that. It's more that, they just had no rotations to put him back on. But apart from that, he actually came back really well score-wise. But yeah, Mass is fine.
Yep. No, he's fine. You hold on to him for another week or two and then probably look to ship him off. West Coast rule, that traded Clark to Mitch, so plenty in the coffers. What does this mean?
Traded Clark to Mitch, so plenty in the coffers. Maybe he's talking about plenty of money in the bank. I don't know.
You're talking about Hawthorn, Clarko to Mitch? I don't know. You might have to explain that to us, mate. Sorry. I don't really like Cheese. Bailey Sniffle coming to the Dons. That would be the most Essendon pickup of all time.
Yeah, he would have fit into your supplement saga 10 years ago, but I don't know about now.
Yeah, probably the last bloke Essendon should be worried about. How much money would Kaki Karmas make? Well, you have him, Brad. Well, how much money is he going to make?
Oh, I think he probably peaks off at about 280, 300 if I had to guess. I think he's got a lot of 50 scores in him. I think that 80 spike was just a once-off sort of thing. I just see him averaging about 55, 60. I think he's going to be a guy that I put down back for a couple of weeks until I can find a good rookie to downgrade to. So I don't love his price. I wouldn't jump on now for him, that's for sure.
No, looks like he's making 140K if he continues to score 50. So that is a great success for owners. That's been a good rookie pick.
He was a pod too.
Yeah, flying under the radar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the old pod rookie. Just seeing it sometimes. Like mine was Dempsey, yours was Karmas.
Yeah.
And it just feels like you're watching him as like a sole owner, and it's just so relieving watching them play well. West Coast rule Bont into Rowell. Yep, that's fine. I'm fine with that. Yep. No, I think Rowell should do pretty well against the Hawks. Mass is solidified in best 22, correct? Yeah, he is. He won't. He's not doing anything wrong for him to get dropped.
No.
They ran out of rotations. I was losing my mind. Sam Mitchell makes more sense. Yeah, I when you're at the game, so Brad can obviously has a better look on it with commentators talking and all that. Bit harder to notice that sort of thing. I didn't really notice that. So yeah, just a bit stiff for a good old Mass.
Steve. He also got burnt a lot when I watched.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I noticed that a couple of times where he just got burned. But at sometimes they do look for him to switch the play and whatnot. So he's probably going to be one of those blokes now that we bring him in. And he's just going to be scoring these mid-60 scores now, of course. West Coast rule, Hawks, Money in the Bank, Clarkson and Mitchell. Yeah. I think getting rid of Clarkson was the right move. But I'm just not sure. We'll find out in a couple of years' time about Mitchell once this list can get rolling. I don't really like Cheese. Bakaki Karmas looks ways better than what he scored though. Yeah, I was behind the goals, so I was at the Riverbank end watching that game, and I just saw. I've actually got a photo of us being spotted on the telly as well, which is pretty cool. He took some good intercept marks on like Hawkins and Cameron, but obviously I don't get a good full read when you're at the game. You watched the game, Brad? Did he do much other than take those intercept marks?
Yeah, I mean he did a bit. I think he gave away a 50 though too, because I only watched half of it because I had to help a friend move house, but he was playing on Jeremy Cameron. That's why I didn't field him either. So I know I hate, and I've said multiple times, I hate picking key position players. He plays that key position, but also intercepts at times as well. Yeah, he looks like a great pickup. So like he's keeping Keith out of the side from the Doggies. So I think he's good until he always sees his spots or Keith.
Yeah, no, he's been fine.
Yeah.
He's a different type of key position player as well. He can sort of float out and take intercept marks.
Yeah, he's
do some nice things. So yeah, he's been good for you, mate. Josh, thanks for jumping on, mate. Thoughts on Luke Jackson's situation? If I trade, he could be Marshall. I don't know what to do. I'd hold Jackson. I think they'll slowly ease Darcy into it. I know his break-even's high, but probably a 50-50 split for the first couple of weeks. And they've got Port Adelaide, who are easy to score against in the ruck, and then they've got the Eagles, and then probably just reassess after that West Coast game, maybe. So I'd probably hold. Marshall does have a nice ruck run coming up.
Yeah.
Zach Rashid, what are we doing with McKercher in the next couple of weeks? So he scores a couple of 70s. Yeah, he's probably one we could, if he keeps this crappy. I didn't watch the game, but apparently he's playing this mid half forward well. And if that sticks, then we can piss him off because that role's crap. I wonder if they're playing him there because Lazaro got dropped and he's like sort of taken that role.
They definitely are. That's what I'm waiting for. You look at the team lineups and see if there's any North Melbourne mids named because they got dominated in the midfield. So you'd think they would be, which means Bukesh will go down back. So you hold for another week until you play that break-even game. Once his break-even averages turns out to be his average, then you switch him off then. But I feel like if he goes down back and you get rid of him now and then some mids come in, he scores another 80, 90, you'd be regretting it. So I'd be going off Howes and Cadmans and players like that in your forward line.
Yeah, I think McKerch could be someone we talk about. If he scores a couple of 70s, his break even's 49. So, yeah, he's probably someone you think about pretty soon.
Unless you put Sharp on the field.
If
you
got Sharp on. Yeah. If you got Sharp on your bench and you could flick off McKercher pretty soon, then you can replace it like that. I don't really like Cheese. Also, the chances of Darcy getting injured again is very high. I'd just keep him all season if I owned.
Agreed. That's exactly what I've been trying to tell some people, even some YouTubers, about my thoughts on that. But I don't get listened to sometimes. You know what? I'm bloody underrated, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a good man, of course. Yeah, he's probably one you just consider as time goes by. Yeah, it looks like he should still be a top 6 forward early days. We'll probably go for another 15 minutes, I reckon, Brad. So keep sending in your questions. We'll keep going until about 7:30. And
what do you think Meek will average without Reeves in the side? That's what I wanted to ask you. From here on out, I'd say he plays for the rest of the season.
If he plays the rest of and Reeves don't come in the side, so he can probably do 90 plus.
Okay. So what do you reckon he maxes out at?
Because he has good scoring history as well and can do a lot more around the ground. So, yeah.
I guess
I'm playing it safe with going 95. So, yeah, which I think it's fine at his price.
Yeah.
I don't really like Cheese. I love how SuperCoach Pro has these little digs at other YouTubers every now and then. It's great. Yeah. You don't mind it, don't you?
I can't name a few, but there's some that really piss me off. And I don't sub to their content, but I do watch every now and then. And I'm like, I don't get it. But it's each their own. Like, it's a matter of opinion. People might hate me because I've had a few dislikes on a few videos. I don't take it personally because you can't be liked by everyone. You're not iced coffee, but I don't know, mate. Sometimes you just hear these things and you hear like Tom Stewart's a trap one year I heard, and I was just like, am I hearing this? Like, I know I probably said some stupid shit too and I can be quoted. But sometimes you just hear some weird stuff out there. Even on Twitter, you're like, I don't get it. But anyway, whatever.
That's all right. Jones go. All right, a normal comment from him. Meek can average 95 to 105. Yeah, I think that's possible. Has that scoring history. Could he be Briggs 2.0? That's what I'm trying to think. I think he has the capabilities, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he could.
I'm jumping on.
If Tom Campbell, because I remember Ross Lyon was asked about Tom, because Ryan Marshall said that he was a bit exhausted after that Richmond game. And yeah, and then Ross Lyon was asked after the game if like Tom Campbell can come in to maybe help him out. And he said, yeah, something we could look at. So if Tom Campbell comes in, then Meek might be my guy, but probably at the minute going Marshall, but yeah, that's just at the minute. E888. Hope you're going well, mate. Jason Horne-Francis is so tempting, but I feel like it's a waste of a move if I can get a primo like Zeret instead. Zeret or Jason Horne-Francis upgrade this week. If you're willing to pay 668k, but I'm not a big fan of Horne-Francis as a pick, though, to be fair. What do you reckon, Brad? I don't know why people are bringing him in.
He goes there every day of the week over Horne-Francis.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of the Horne-Francis pick.
Only if you had 4 DPP would I look there. But what's he going to average at best? 110.
Well, now that Wines is out, it's like he'll ruin his chances of DPP. So,
Yep.
Yeah, no. If he was going to get forward status, then I could understand it, but not for me.
Yeah.
Knight Rider, Meek is a good crash and bash ruckman like Nank, where as Reeves is a beanpole tap ruckman who gets pushed out way too often. Yeah. Yeah, I think like when Hawthorn recruited him, I was saying like Meek's got the perfect build to be a good ruckman, but it's just he needs to get all the pieces connected. Like he's 25, 26 years old now. He's got to start getting connected pretty soon. But yeah, if we can get Meek to be a bit like a Kieran Briggs, that'd be unreal.
Well, I think he's sorry, mate. I think he's 203 and 109 kilos, and
he's a unit.
Yeah, he's 26 next month. So yeah, I like him.
Yeah, I like Meek, and yeah, he was doing well in the VFL. It's just more like getting a good run at it and just keep building his confidence there. Jonas Goat, nice dig, some drunk super coacher.
I've never drunk in my videos.
Well, I thought that was my nickname.
Is it really?
Yeah, but I didn't say anything. Yeah. I've done a couple of drunk reviews in the past, Brad.
Not gonna lie, it's actually funny to watch when you've had a few.
Yeah, I get a couple of dislikes, but I don't know. When I feel like doing a video, sometimes you can't stop me. But there's other occasions where you just go, probably just need to stay off the old computer and phone for the night, that sort of thing. I don't really like Cheese. Meek is a girthy man. Yeah, he's a bloody unit. So if he can get the pieces connected together, then he will be hopefully one of the better ruckmans in the comp. Jonas Goat, Jason and Francis, why take the risk if you don't have to? 433k is too much. I can understand, as I said, I'll say it again. I could understand it if he was getting forward status, but no, I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna get forward status now with Wines out where he's playing full time. And also as well, like he was out for 2 weeks because of a hamstring injury as well. Like I think people are forgetting that as well, and that's like don't really like that. So yeah. Katie, can we have fish and chippies?
It's my friend. Yes, we can after this live stream.
Yeah. Yep, the live stream will be done in 10 minutes, Katie. Don't you worry. I'll get rid of Brad in 10 minutes. I don't really like cheese. Heard Sanders might miss out forward status now, which isn't what you'd like to hear. Nah, it's not ideal this week. No. Yeah, I think it's because they're just playing him in the midfield more. So forward status. We'd love to have. If Sanders got forward status, then he would be like a bloke you could hold for a very long time. But it just seems like he's going to miss out. So
you'd hold him.
Oh God.
Oh no. Anyway.
I probably won't show it.
Don't show the comment.
Wines is back this week, Steve. Yeah, so I'm not convinced by that actually, Zach, because I'm actually not convinced by that, Zach. Just because there's no such thing as a 1 week hamstring. So it was a hamstring, right? It was a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
Ollie Wines. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not convinced he's going to be fully back this week, and he'll play a bit underdone if he does play.
And Katie, you're going to get me in trouble, so we can't read your comment.
Everyone else can see. But Knight Rider, when are you guys doing another footy kicking video with YouTubers DR and Spills and Shorty? We haven't done one with DR and Spills. We'll have to set that up at some point this year. That'd be good fun and get everyone down. But we're all it's pretty tough. I know you're pretty close to Shorty. I know you're both from Geelong, but it's like DR's a while away. Spills is up in Bendigo. I'm like down in Baronia, so I'm like further away from Geelong now. So
you're in the ghetto, mate. You're in the absolute ghetto.
I'm in the ghetto, man. I'm in the ghetto.
In the comments on the east side, hit up Steve. He knows some guys. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah. I got a couple of mates down here, so it's all right. But we'll have to organise something. we'll have to organise something. I'd love to do a footy kicking video with all those lads. Me and Brad have already been in a shorty goal kicking video, so
That's how we met.
Yeah, that's how we met. Fun fact, that's how we met. We were talking about, we're both, up and coming YouTubers, and so we thought we would do videos together. Zach Rashid, Port confirm he's back though. Oh, okay. Well, he'll be a bit underdone, and I think they'll take it easy with him if they're bringing him back up in 1 week with a hamstring. Zach Rashid, I'm against Jason and Francis pick, by the way. Yeah, so am I. And I don't really get the appeal, to be honest, unless he was going to get some forward status. So, yep. We'll go for another 7 minutes, guys. So keep pumping in those questions. Who's your, while we're waiting for some more questions, who's your early upgrade? Who are your very early upgrade targets, Brad? You're thinking early days.
Well, I really want Tom Green. I want Zero. I'll probably look at value though before I do. So I'm probably looking at Dawson to turn his form around. I know it's a bit speculative. Also, waiting for those promos to come down. Like, I'm still looking at LDU once he's tidied up his efficiency. Any of those value ones first, and then I'll look at the 600k players when I see enough cash generation on my bench. Probably more the question you want to ask is, what is your team value? I feel like if it's over 11.7, if you're like 11.9, you're doing really well, cash gen. So that will probably give you more realistic chance to then assess, can you go for value or do you need to go all out guns blazing? Like, if you're almost 12 mil, you can probably afford to go to merit.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Well, what's your current what's your current team value, mate? Does cash in the bank count towards your team value, or up or no? Okay.
I don't think it does. So it doesn't account.
Nah, I don't think it does. So I've got 56.9k in the bank. I'm just saying this. So I remember that. Just SuperCoach is taking bloody ages to load. But I think I don't know why I checked. I should know this. It's like 11,823,000, something like that. So plus 57k on top of that. So that's like nearly up to 12 mil. So I think I'm doing all right.
Yeah, one's 11.7 mil, and then I've got 50k in the bank. So I'm probably 300k off where I want to be. To be honest, I want it to be about 1.
I don't see many people with 12 mil in the bank though. Like you're doing fine.
0.9.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, a lot of my value probably would have gone down as well with LDU too. So, JT, which option would you go for this week? 1, Mass, Jordan to Closeley and Steele, or 2, Howes and Jordan to Closeley and Martin?
All right, week 1, Mass.
Number 2 for me. I wouldn't trade out Massimo just yet.
Yeah, number 2 as well, mate. JT.
Yeah, get Howes out before Massimo.
Yeah,
because I think I'm holding him, but yeah.
I've got no more Tinder stories for you either, Steve. At the moment, I've been MIA on that.
Oh, bloody hell, Brad! Taking a little bit of a hiatus.
Well, Steve, at this age, they're all crazy no matter what. So whether they're 25 or 31, they're still nuts. What do they want? Steve, Brad, and
Zach Rashid, Steve, Brad, and Scottfather collab would be elite. Yeah, I love Abs Magic, so I'd love to get him on at some point. He's an absolute legend. He's done a lot for my channel, that sort of thing. So I'd love to get him on. We keep in contact, that sort of thing. So that. Have you
met him in real life? You haven't seen his actual face because of his animation thing.
No. He's got a cover on his face, which is fine.
Yeah, it's right.
Jonas Goat, 11.7 mil, with plenty of plays rotten on the bench like Lyons, Manor, Livingston, Reid, and Coffinfield. Yeah, Nice pun. I like that.
Lions on the bench too. Wow.
Lions. I mean, yeah, I've got Livingston and Reed out of those, but I've also got like Marty Hoare on the bench that is rotten. Pretty nice.
That's still pretty decent for 1.7 and have all those guys not.
That's fine. If Lions doesn't get picked, you almost just about get rid of him this week. Manor, you keep, and Caulfield, yeah, ideally, mate. Just like similar situation with like Reed and Hall. If you can get rid of them, like that'd be good. JT, cheers, guys. Another one for you. Who would you think will be the top 8 defenders from here on out? Okay.
Let me have a look at my phone.
All right. I'll open SuperCoach and because I need the names off the top of my head.
So do I.
So for me, Ryan and Sheasel will. Nick Dacos will. I still think Dan Houston will be.
Yeah.
I think Tom Stewart still will. I know he's struggling a little bit, but he should be there. I think Hayden Young's still a chance as well. I know everyone traded him out, but he's looking a lot better now. So how many names have I just said? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've said 6 names. 2 more. I'm still gonna say Sicily will be top 8, and I'm gonna go Whitfield. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure if Sinclair's going to be top 8 this year, to be honest.
Yeah, fair. I reckon my 8 is Ryan, Sheasel, McGovern if he's on the park, Whitfield, Houston, Jordan Clark, Nass, Stewart, and probably Young just scrapes in there if he can keep his form up. So that's
Did you say Dacos?
Oh, Dacos was a no-brainer. I forgot about him. But yeah, he's obviously number 1. I really like the Jordan Clark pick, by the way, just as a pod. I probably prefer him over Houston, to be honest, too. I don't like Whitfield. I know everyone likes Whitfield, but he always misses a game or two. Like we saw he, come off to the bench for 20 minutes for that, what it was, like a head knock or something. I can't.
He was having blurry vision and it was like a neck problem.
Oh, I can't do that, mate. Like I'd almost rather Yo. At least Yo is going to be injured for 6 weeks rather than just be out concussion for a week or 2. Like that annoy me more. Those 1 and 2s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rankings. Zach wants to know.
Yeah. I hope that answered your question, JT.
Yeah.
Zach Rashid, what's your overall ranks? I'm 6.7K at this stage. What about you, Brad? You were 17.
17,555. So yeah, not too. It could be better, but
yeah,
it's because I don't have Gorn. I already know what my problem is with my team. It's literally been Gorn and Green that have killed my team. Like I started off with the right picks like Flanders, Jackson, Heaney, but yeah, just going from Gorn to Marshall's lost me a lot of points. Rookies feel right though, so the team feels good. I feel like I'll make top 1-2%. What do you think? Your ranking?
Yeah. Every year I aim for the top 1%. I still reckon I can get there. So,
yeah.
Don't
you, this season?
What?
I think you got to play aggressive this season to win. I don't think you can hold back and play safe.
No, like ideally you want to finish your side after the bye rounds and be on like 4 trades for like the last 7 weeks, 8 weeks of the season. So, yeah.
I think the other issue is too people overlook is like there's actually always rookies that you end up holding. Like I'd rather get rid of these shit rookies and hold a Matt Roberts who might have DPP and could be a handy M9 D7 swing, and not a lot of YouTubers talk about that. And there's always one every year. Like I held on to Sheezer all last year, and then I had a 23rd and 24th premium. I bought in on Butters and stuff like that to cover these 1 or 2 injuries, even though I had 4 trades left or whatever it was. So I like the idea of picking up some sort of guys that can be there around the mark and use them for DPP, and have
I always reckon one of the more overrated things in SuperCoach is like getting like an extra 2 premiums on the bench, because you'll then overthink who you'll want to put on field every week, that sort of thing. Where I'd rather like I remember last year I kept actually I don't really remember my side last year, but I just prefer having like one or two, probably two blokes where I can just go, all right, let's say old mate gets suspended for a week. I can put you on field and you should be able to hold the fort for just a week. If it's any longer than a week, then you trade, that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
I know last year I wanted to have Asava Radicalia as a cover bloke on the bench, but he went down, I believe. So I moved him off. But yeah.
Oh no, I feel like it's underrated in my opinion having those 23rd, 24th. But I'll make an obvious one. It'll be like a Horn Francis. Like you're never going to start Horn Francis over Petrarca.
Well, I meant more like sort of holding like really good rookies and having them as like 23rd, 24th blokes. That's usually what I prefer doing.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's just the DPP that handy as well, like one guy that can swing back and forth.
Yeah, exactly. We haven't gotten any more questions, so I think we'll end it there, guys. Thank you so much for jumping on, Brad. We'll let you get back to Katie, and hopefully, thank you for everyone that jumped on tonight. It was good fun, good banter, good chat. So, hope you guys are going well on SuperCoach, and hope you guys all have a great night, and hopefully tonight's stream helped you out on any questions, that sort of thing. And also, Brad, make sure everyone's subscribed to Brad. SuperCoach Pro, make sure you jump on and subscribe. Thank you, Jonas. Thank you, Knight Rider. Thank you to everyone watching right now. And we'll see you guys in the next stream. We'll try to do a lot more streams. I'm now back in Melbourne. So thank you for everyone jumping on. And we'll see you guys in the next stream.
Cheers, Steve.
Cheers.